In this video, we're going to take a deeper dive into the singles market in sports cards. Have they hit a floor, or are they continuing to tank? And I recently made a video showing prices from 2020 and 2021. Really, the peak was February, March of 2021, and since then, cards have just tanked. But there is, or there might be, an argument that cards have hit a floor, and really there should be a sweet spot. You can buy and sell a card between X amount of dollars. I don't like how, we look at comps as the most recent sale. There's a small range, a window in which a card should be valued. And so we're going to look at many cards today: baseball, football, basketball. I even have a Gretzky card thrown in there. And let's take a look at what the market's done in the last 2 years. Have single prices found a stable home? I want to stay away from ultra modern or players of the last five years, maybe 10 years, but really the last 5 years it's hard because hype, player performance, youth, championships, all these different things can dictate their card price. I mean, Aaron Judge is a good example. We looked at his card last video, and when he hit his American League record, home run record, his card just went high. This was in October of 2022, a year and a half after the high price in the market. A year and a half of falling, the Aaron Judge card peaks again, way high at $340, and today you could get it at $150, and he just went to the World Series. So depending on a player's performance, the card's going to move, depending on the hype, depending on injuries. However, where stability happens is once the player is in towards the end of their career, once the player has retired, you find more stability in card prices. So we're going to look at basically March of 2023 2-year charts. So it's going to go back 2 years from today, March of 2023 to March of 2025. And I just want to lay it out a little. I know if you're watching this video, you already know, but it's important to just get it out. Is that yes, when COVID, the market was ticking up from 2017 to 2020. The market was doing a slow tick. A lot of us grew up with it. We're finding it again. It was easier to find sports cards online, no matter there was more places than just eBay, good places. And cards were making a little bit of a return. And then COVID happened, and everyone's sitting at home, and everyone gets checks, and everyone's participating in the card market. And then you see a huge tank from February, March 2021 to about March 2023. And that's where our charts are going to pick up from March 2023 to March 2025. Can you believe it's already been that long? We're already 5 years removed from going home from jobs at COVID. It snuck up, but that's 5 years ago now. So anything else I want to mention, you could call it a correction. And now are we looking at stable prices? And let's take a look at our first player. So we're going to look at Kobe. 1996 Topps Chrome rookie card, probably his most iconic rookie card. PSA 10, there's just 838. That's a lower pop count. It's limited. Currently selling, put it up on the screen now. The last sale was just for $1 under $7,000. So let's call it $7K. It sold February 23rd, 2025 for $7,000. Now let's take a look at the 2-year chart. The 2-year chart, it says the average price is $5,400 in the past 2 years. So you're looking at sales that are higher than the average price of the past couple years. And if you look at 2 years ago, I have a price of $6,700, $5,100, $7,500, all over the place, $4,900. Generally, if we're looking at these dots here, $6,000 or lower. Generally, this card's selling for $6,000 or lower. Now, if we look at the last 6 months on this chart, it's been generally selling for $6,000 or higher. So this Kobe card in the past 2 years has had an average of around $5,400. 2 years ago, it was selling for more than $5,400. Today, it's selling for more than $5,400. But you can see, what is that? I don't know, November 2023 to June of 2024, this card sales price was between $4,000 and $5,000. And now you're looking at it sitting above $6,000. So did it find a floor? This is our first look. We'll look, and I want to note these dates here. It looks like the low was hit on November of 2023. And I want to, this is something I didn't plan on doing, but every card we look at, I want to see if that's a trend. Is the fall or winter of 2023 the low? It kind of hit around there, and now we're seeing a tick up. Before we leave, let's just take a look at the PSA 9. I'm curious if it follows a similar suit. So we're looking at the same card, Kobe, Topps Chrome, rookie card, PSA 9. It feels like the chart tells a little bit different of a story. This card hits bottom really in January of 2024, and it kind of stays at that price. We haven't seen it tick much lower in that year and few months. It stayed about stable. There's prices all over the place, by the way. If you're looking, I'll put the chart, PSA 9. The prices are all over the place. But you can see, I would say the average is around 1,200 since January 2024. And before that, no, it was ticking. All the sales were above 1,200, well above, closer to 1,600, 1,400. So this card didn't start ticking back up, but what I'll say is it seems like it's been stable price for 14 months. Now let's move to our next player. We'll stay with the NBA. We'll stay with Kobe's mentor, if you want to call him, Michael Jordan. And we'll look at his rookie card in a PSA 6. I don't want to do it in ultimate grade. There's very few of them. It sells for a ridiculous amount. But PSA 6, there's traffic. All right, there's plenty of them. There's 2,847 copies in a PSA 6. This is 1986 Fleer, Michael Jordan rookie card. Could argue it's star, but this is a rookie card, a big one, an iconic sports card in general. And let's look at I'm looking at the chart. First time really glancing and studying it, and I notice a stable chart. It's not, anyone can look at this and say this, in the past 2 years, this card hasn't tanked from its price 2 years ago. If anything, it's been flat with a tick up. Obviously, there's sales below and above, and that's why I'm talking about a range. At the beginning of the video, I think I mentioned how, and if not, cards should sell not at, when you go think of a card, you think, okay, the comp is its last recent sale. No. A healthier way for us to be looking at this is there's a slight range. Now, a $4,000 card, you're going to find a $300 to $500 range where you're either going to buy it on a higher end or lower end, just like Beckett had it back in the day. And it's not due on grade. It's just you're going to find a range, whether you buy it on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, ComC. There's a range of sales, a show. Depending, your price should fall somewhere in there. Anyways, this card, the Jordan rookie card in the PSA 6, was selling for less than $4,000. Plenty of sales. April 2023 for $3,300. May 5th, 2023, $3,500. May 13th, 2023, $3,600. So many sales under the $4,000 mark. And if you look, since January 1st, 2025, I'm looking at a $4,000 sale. January 14th, $4,100. January 19th, $4,400. There hasn't been a sale under $4,000, and maybe one or two, but many sales above the $4,000 since the beginning of the year. And the low on this card, January of 2024. This is good. This is not meek. This is not bleak or dark. This is good news. So let's take a look at Derek Jeter. 1993 PSA 8 rookie card. I did PSA 9, PSA 10. This SP card foil sells for too much. It's too rare. I think there's two in a PSA 10. It sold for over $300,000. But in a PSA 8, it's high pop count. There's almost 10,000. To be specific, there's 9,659 copies in a PSA 8, and it last sold for $300 on March 3rd. So it's a $300 card. Now let's look at the chart. Looking at the chart, all right. Again, I'm studying it for the first time. It's on. You could take a look at it on the screen here. This card tells a different story, but also I wouldn't say in the past year it's tanking. The 2 years, yes. 2 years ago, this card had many sales or several sales over $400. And then May of 2023, it comes down. And again, it finds a huge fall in November of 2023, same winter of 2023, from $400 sales all the way down to $250. And more currently, if we're going to study this card from November or December of 2024, just last year, to now, most of the sales on this card are under $300. There's a couple outliers, but most fall under $300. So what a card was selling for over $400 is now selling for $300, but it found that $300 home or higher again back in January of 2024. So the beginning of 2024 is really when you see a bottom on most of these cards. After Derek Jeter, let's take a look at another Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning. PSA 10, Topps Chrome 1998 rookie card, currently selling for $587. That was the last sale, March 6, 2025. There's just under 1,500 in the pop count of this PSA 10. And again, another flat, if not ticking up card. And again, when did it hit its... So cards did continue to fall. What we'll say is cards hit the... And I'll try to put this in text on the screen, is cards hit their high in February and March of 2021. That was the peak of the COVID mountain. And they seem to have crashed and landed in about January of 2024. And since then, we're on this somewhat stable playing field, somewhat flat line. Yes, up and below, and a tick up on some of these things. A tick down in the Jeter, but a tick up. And really a tick up on the Jeter because it hit a low of 225 and is now selling for $300. Same case here. The Manning is the same thing. So now we have 4 cards all doing the same thing. This is a trend. And if you enjoy... I want to keep uncovering things like this. Maybe we kind of understand, we kind of know, we have a feeling, but I want to see it with stats, numbers, figures, charts. So if you enjoy that, hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, and let's keep going. After I take a sip of coffee. Barry Sanders, Hall of Famer, one of the best running backs we've ever seen, if not ever seen, depending on the year you're born. 1989 Pro Set. Didn't look at his score, which is a little more prestigious. I like the Pro Set. In the PSA 10, there's 3,214. It's cheap. It was part of your childhood. It was easy to get. A lot of people open this. Plenty of them. It's not a rare card. Over 3,000 in a PSA 10 is currently selling for $130. The last sale, to be exact, March 3rd, for $127.79. And 2 year ago price to today is roughly the same, with some little bit of a more roller coaster movement. Tick, 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 tick up, tick, 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 tick down. Nothing crazy. And here we find ourselves 2 years, the card's the same price. Roughly the same price, $120-ish, $130-ish. The average on this thing, it says $125 in the past 2 years, and currently selling for $127. So in the past 2 years, yes, this card price has fluctuated between $90 to $170. With the average on this thing 2 years ago, it was selling for $125, and today it's selling for $125. So the chart told a bit of a different story than the hypothesis of cards falling and reaching its bottom in January 2024, staying stable and taking back up. But this card has been stable, not tanking, the past 2 years. Wayne Gretzky rookie card. I'm not a big hockey guy, but this is an iconic card, big part of the market. I'm looking at it as a PSA 3 because this card gets real expensive real quick. So in a PSA 3, there's 1,520 copies. It last sold for $762. This is his O-Pee-Chee 1979 rookie card. His chart, just throwing it up on the screen now. Again, not tanking. It doesn't show just a huge fall in the past 2 years. It does seem, just glancing, and more recently these prices have been crazy, as you can see, but just glancing, the prices are slightly lower than they would have been 2 years ago. The easiest way to tell is the average price is $882, and the most recent sale is $762. So yes, I would say this card has gone down a bit, not tanked, but gone down a bit. And again, there's just sales all over the place recently. I mean, all over the place. But the last 2 or 3 sales, $700, $800. So again, is it telling the exact story the first few cards told us? Not exactly. But what it is saying is cards are not just falling off a cliff or tanking the past 2 years. Cards have hit some sort of stable price these past years, which is good. This is exciting. This shows a healthy market. This shows cards fell, and people are now willing to sell them at the right price. People are buying, and cards have hit a sweet spot in the price. I also wanted to show the Gretzky card that you can go on eBay. I'm looking at a sale right here for offer. It says best, not a sale. You could buy this card. There's 43 watchers for $790 or best offer. So you can get the Gretzky rookie. I wanted to make sure that's actually like an option. Could you really buy it for that price? Yes, you could. There offer? Most prices are higher than that on eBay, but someone wanting to actually make a sale, there's several price right around $800. You're strategizing. Unless you're just throwing money into a fire pit. When I go to a show, I think. When you make a trade, you think. When you buy something, you think. You obviously won't buy it because you enjoy it, like it, want it in your collection, but I also want to make a smart move. Hit the like button, subscribe, and have a great day.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, aka Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.